Chairman, gentlemen, thank you so much for your incredible leadership, your patriotism, and your service to our country. I am very grateful for it. I want to begin by saying that I am incredibly privileged to represent Fort Bliss. I represent El Paso, Texas, and Fort Bliss is offering hospitality right now to nearly 10,000 Afghan guests. And I want to say to those service members how proud I am of the work that they're doing to offer that hospitality. I had the privilege to tour the Doña Ana village last month with NORTHCOM Commander General Van Herk. Got to speak to many of those service members. Morale is high, and I could not be prouder of what they're doing. Had an opportunity also to speak to our Afghan guests as well and get a sense from them how they're doing. We know that the die was cast with the Doha agreement, an agreement that former President Trump entered into with the Taliban and the Taliban alone. We have learned that it was that agreement that demoralized the Afghan army, and the Taliban moved in and began making deals with them which expedited their control. We know that that demoralization contributed to the rapid fall, the rapid fall of Afghanistan, which shocked us all. General Milley, earlier you told us that when former President Trump entered into the Doha agreement, there was a setting out of very specific conditions that were to be met by the time of the May 1st drawdown. Is that correct?
That's correct.
General Milley, how many of those conditions had been met when former President Trump then announced he wanted to speed up the withdrawal from May 1st to January 15th, 2020?
There was only one condition that was met. That was the condition that asked that the Taliban committed to not striking against U.S. forces and our coalition forces, which they did not do.
And when President Trump announced the expedited drawdown, was he aware that 4 of the 5 conditions had not been met?
I believe yes.
Do you know the significance, if there is any, of the January 15th expedited drawdown date?
I don't. I was handed a piece of paper and went over and talked to folks in the White House, and it was rescinded. I don't know why that particular date was picked.
Okay. Have we learned, or do we know whether those announcements of expedited withdrawal added to or exacerbated the demoralized nature of the Afghan army?
Well, the 11 November order was not announced, but the drawdown to 2,500 was. I mean, I don't know factually in the sense of we have detailed reporting, but I believe, and we'll do this in AERs, I think that was one of many contributing factors, not the only one, but one of many contributing factors to the declination of the morale of the Afghan security forces.
Thank you, General Milley. You've also described the outcome of this withdrawal as a strategic failure. Can you share with us what would have been considered success for the administration, the service members and military experts who've been involved in this conflict for over 2 decades, and what it would have taken for us to get to success?
I think, my opinion was, that success would have been a negotiated solution between the government of Afghanistan and the Taliban for a shared power-sharing arrangement in their government, and an end to the civil war in that manner. I also assessed that the probability of that actually happening was low, but I did think that there was a possibility, and it wasn't zero. So a negotiated solution, I think, was probably the best way to describe a proper end to this war. I don't think that there was a military solution by us to defeat the Taliban. I think that was not in the cards. And I didn't think at the time that if we sustained a level of effort in Afghanistan with our military, 2,500 or 3,500 in those ranges, I didn't think the Taliban could defeat the Afghan security forces. That was my assessments at the time, and I thought success meant a negotiated settlement between the government and the Taliban and have a power-sharing arrangement to end the war.
Thank you, General Milley. I have about 15 seconds. Secretary Austin, has the U.S. military and Department of Defense begun to reimagine any of our existing involvements abroad to better assess risk of a fallout such as this one?
Yeah, we continue to take a look at ourselves across the board and how we're.
And the gentlelady's time has expired, so that'll have to be taken for the record.